Hi everyone, my name's Devin. This is my thermology project. Basically my goal was to build a circuit and create a program on the Raspberry Pi 3 to basically achieve three projects. One was to blink 5 LEDs in order, so LED 1, LED 2, and then all the way up until LED number 5. My second project was to program 2 push buttons to turn on the odd LEDs, and then the other push button to turn on the even LEDs. And then my last one was to add the ultrasonic sensor, and basically whenever I put my hand closer, more LEDs would pop up, and then when I got close enough, they'd blink. And then they keep blinking until I press the push button to stop it. And then my design was basically putting all the components on the circuit board, having everything in a row, that way I can keep everything organized. So the LEDs and the push buttons all in one row, connected to the ground pins and all of the pins on the Raspberry Pi. And then I put the ultrasonic sensor on the side, that way it has clearance so I can put my hand in front of it. And this is what it looks like here. And then the build, it's pretty self-explanatory. I've got the Raspberry Pi 3, I've got the wires to connect everything, the LEDs, the ultrasonic sensor, and all the resistors and the push buttons. And then there's a lot of slides with my program. So this is the first one. Basically, I just need to turn on the LEDs. So this is to just turn it on and off to blink it. For each LED, I did that for all 5 of them, and I ran it in a loop. And that's for the second part of the first program. For the second program, basically when I incorporate the push button, I put it on a loop, and I have the program notify me when I push one button, it turns on the odd LEDs, and then for the other push button, same case with the even LEDs. And then that's the second part of the code. And this is my last program. Basically, I had to set up the ultrasonic sensor, that way it can measure the distance. And then once it's able to measure the distance, I can put a lot of if statements. So if I get closer, it turns on more LEDs. And then the last part is when I get really close, I have all the LEDs blinking, and then I can stop it with the push button. That's just the last part. For the testing, I tested about 10 times. The more challenging or difficult parts that I did go through is debugging, basically making sure the code is correct, making sure all the parts on here are connected to the proper spots, because there's a lot to keep track of. And for the rethinking part, if I had more time, I'd put all these parts into a bigger breadboard. That way I don't have too much happening here and I know where everything is. And then another way to also help make sure everything's in order is to shorten the wires so they're not sticking out like this and blocking everything. And it's time for the demo. These turn on in order. So that's for the first one. If you can see it, yep, I'll turn it on. The second project.
Essentially, so it's going to run this to see. So the far sheet that was from that. So this is kind of what's called the ultrasonic sensor. Essentially gives that distance.
Okay, this is the other one. I have odd LEDs turn on, even LEDs turn on. This will be tight. Let's hook none of the wires.
Pretty quickly. And she seems to understand the code really well too. So like she'll work really well with this stuff. And because like obviously there's like a whole lot more like this is like day one stuff, and she can pick it up. Okay,
For this one, can you explain what's happening?
Sure. Okay, so for the last one, it's just measuring the distance. Oh, this is kind of hard to do. Let's do this. Okay, so basically I've got on the monitor it shows the distance measured by the ultrasonic sensor. So I had it and turn on the LEDs when the distance was below 100, and obviously when I get closer right here, it'll turn on more of the LEDs, and then when I get it below 10 centimeters, it'll start blinking. And then I just need to stop it by pressing the button. And then it just resets the whole thing.
Kind of like how our
So yeah, that's my project.
Any questions, Chris?
No?
So Saturday, I believe we start.
Okay.
That's it. Let's give him a round of applause, guys.